No, it didn't. Cause you was on the wrong thing. I promise you.
See?
Showing the old school.
She said she promised you.
I'll finish going on this.
All right, let's focus on that. So this is where I left up yesterday with number 7. Given 2 points, you should count rise over run. Given 2 points, you should pretty much always count rise over run. And then you have to figure out from standard form which one has a slope. So you pretty much have to rewrite all those equations. You have to get y alone in all of them. It's a lot of work. She doing it right now. No, this is different. Press Florida.
16.
Oh, 16?
No.
Oh.
And then go down and press download.
That's my old one.
Scenario, press download. I'm telling you what to do. You're not listening.
They're not listening.
So Lucas, are you good with 7? Do you get it?
I did this on my Tuesday.
No business.
So did you do all of them? But you got you already got them all. After that one, if you want to work on this. All right, so you subtract 2x from both sides, divide by -7. When you split it, it's a negative over a negative is a positive, a negative over a negative is a positive. So it has a slope of 2 over 7, and it has a positive y-intercept. Any questions on 7? When I do 29 divided by 7 in my calculator, I get 4.1. So I also want to check, is the y-intercept 4.1? And it is. It goes 2, 3, 4, 4.1. And this is actually 4.1. So that's why I know this matches up. All right. This one's cool. The main thing I want to remind you is this word per means multiply. So this is the cost of a jet ski. In real life, jet skis kind of cost more than this now, but it says it's $60 plus, so it is $60 plus sign, $5 per hour. Per means multiply. $5 per hour. Okay? So I have to graph this. If this was written in slope-intercept form, it would be 5x plus 60. But, oh man. Okay, so there it is. So anyway, the cost is the $60 you start with plus $5 per hour. So from here, up 5 over 1, up 5 over 1, up 5 over 1. Starting at $60, go up 5 over 1. Because this is hours down here. And that shows the time. Now it says that you could only get your jet ski for 3 hours. So what's the most you would ever have to pay? Well, if I put a 3 in, and you guys, when it comes to the money problems, think about it in real life. Okay? You don't necessarily have to think about this equation that I'm showing. Okay? It's $60 and $5 per hour. You guys know how to figure that out in real life. Oh, 3 hours? That means that's $15 plus 60. The most I'm going to have to pay is $75 for this jet ski. So in this part B, it says, what's the appropriate range? Notice it has a y value in there because range is y values. The least you would have to pay is 60. Starts at 60. And the most you would have to pay is 75 because they won't let you get it for more than 3 hours. So your cost is between $60 and $75. Is that good? Are you guys able to graph this without arrows? Because I don't think they should have arrows on it, but in your graph you have to do a line, right? There should be a segment. All right, that is number 8. Number 9. If you guys want more time on this shading concept, do you remember you were pretty good at it? You think if you review it, you know you should get it? This is called linear inequalities. Okay. So on your skills trainer, big idea skills trainer, look up linear inequalities for this topic. I think that's a good one to review. Let's see if you can get that. All right, I think this is a very legit question. Everybody in here has a good chance of getting right. You rearrange the equation, distribute the -3, and that makes it -3x plus 3. I heard some students, they stopped here, but you have to add 1 over. And that makes the equation y is greater than -3x plus 4. So I found the y-intercept 4. This doesn't have a y-intercept 4. This doesn't have a y-intercept 4. This doesn't have a y-intercept 4. This was the only y-intercept 4. That's the right answer. All you have to do is figure the 4 out. I think that one's. Anybody else feel like that one's easier than some of the other ones? Or that one seem like a hard one? Am I wrong? Yeah. No, I think it's a little bit easier because it's already done for you. You just have to distribute and then pick the right line. Maybe I'm wrong though. You guys know it's easy, not me. The next one is I never covered it. This was never taught. And I threw it in here because that might happen. I taught almost everything in the whole curriculum, but I did not cover this skill. If you got like a 4 or a 5 on your midterm, not last year, but this year, and you feel like you got great job on this review and you're ready to take on more, this is the topic. But I don't recommend it. Yeah, you guys can just get this wrong. You don't have to do this one. It's called completing the square. Solve quadratic equations by completing the square. This is a problem that I cover in algebra 2.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I did not cover this. So you can skip this one, but if you're feeling really good, if you're getting A's on the test, you got a high grade, and you feel like you want to take on a challenge, you can go to YouTube, solve quadratic equations, completing the square, and you can do that one on your own. Okay? I love this next question. Everybody can get this next question right. Everybody can get this right. There is no adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, fractions, formulas. There's nothing going on here. It's just picking a right graph. So I crossed these ones out immediately. I did the process of elimination and I crossed these 2 out. Any idea why I crossed these 2 out? The negative in front means that it opens down. So it has to be this one or this one. Okay? One of the main things we do with quadratics is we listed what's A, what's B, what's C, what's A, what's B, what's C. So A is -2, B is -4, and C is -4. Jacob, you feel like you know which one it is? Do you feel like you know which one it is? You picked this one.
Oh.
Okay. This number. Jacob, wait. Is the C value, and that's the y-intercept. So this one has a y-intercept of -4. So 0, -4. This does not have a point.
I'm gonna miss this question.
Alright, you can go. You turned his Chromebook off? Did he turn your Chromebook off? No. You go. You don't need to be here, buddy. Alright, you were fast. Do you have an ID?
I can go.
Did you turn the Chromebook off? Don't come in here when there's all work. Do something like that.
Good.
Shut up.
Miss Baldwin, sorry to interrupt. Are we on the copy?
Copy. That's the one we're on. Copy. All right. So this is the one. This doesn't have a y-intercept at -4. This does. That's the answer. This could maybe be the easiest question in the review. There's no math involved. You just have to know important parts of the equation and how it relates to the graph. Anybody have a question about this one?
So like,
Every question is different. They will not repeat a single question. They're going to be creative.
I'm saying like, can we just do that process elimination thing with every question that's formatted like that?
No, they're gonna. They will only give you that opportunity once per function. Maybe one for a parabola, maybe one for a linear, maybe one for exponential. Okay. Maybe one graph. Yeah. All right. Number 12 says put it in vertex form. Well, what's vertex form? This is the reference sheet. I don't know if you remember this, but that middle form in there is vertex form.
Are we gonna get that on the test?
You get this, but it doesn't say vertex form on it. Did you guys write vertex form on it?
Yeah.
I don't even remember vertex.
No.
Wait, once we get it, can we write what it is?
Immediately. So look at this that morning. Well, look at it that morning, right? And then, no, don't do that. Look at it that morning, and then when they pass it to you, start writing on it. Slope-intercept form, vertex form, standard form, intercept form. Remember the quadratic formula. So anyway.
So can I bring that paper and then once I get my actual one, write those down and give them that paper back?
No, they're gonna say put your bags by the wall, right? So at that point, your desk is clear. Do you even have it written here, though, Carter?
What?
Do you have it written on here that that's vertex form? That's my question for you.
What?
Do you have it written on here that that middle one is vertex
Sure.
form?
I'm pretty sure.
That's vertex form. It's just
No, this is vertex form.
Very much so. I do this.
No, it is. It just doesn't say vertex form.
that's what I'm saying. Like, was vertex form just not worded like vertex?
Yeah.
Just like it says it's something else.
Just the same thing.
Miss Baldwin.
And you wrote vertex form next to it?
Yes, ma'am. It's fx equals ax to the power of 2 plus bx plus c.
Okay. Anyway, in vertex form, the h and the k are the vertex, right? The point is, you have to find the vertex. Well, how do I find the vertex? Well, this formula for axis of symmetry will help you. This is where you use negative b over 2a.
The axis of symmetry is the x for the vertex, right?
Yes. So that's the up and down dash line. So you do negative b over 2a. You guys are all very good at finding a, b, and c. You find that value. That's the up and down dash line. And then you take that one and you plug it in, right, in the x's, and that gives you the y. Do you guys want a minute to work on that? Okay, so anyway, negative b over 2a will be negative 2. 2 times 1. 2 over 2 is 1. Here's my dash line. That's x equals 1. You take that 1 and you put it in both x's. You gotta do the math right. 1 squared minus 2 times 1 plus 3. That will come out 2. So you have a vertex at 1, comma 2. So when you plug it into the form, the vertex goes in the h spot and the k spot. It's x minus 1 squared plus 2. I would describe this as move right 1 and up 2. Okay? That's more difficult than the previous question. From 0, 0.
No, like what makes you go up to the next one?
Another question.
The vertex form. Why is there no a outside of the parentheses?
Such a good question. So in every form, when you look at your forms, they all have A. All three of those have an A in front. Right? There's an A. There's an A in front. A here. So what's the A? Right? I didn't write anything in the A. Well, in the equation, x squared minus 2x plus 3, what's the A here? It's a 1. There's also a 1 there, but we don't type it. That was a really good question. I didn't want to get into it. But if there's an A in front of x squared, that A goes here too. The A is the same in every form. A is the only number that's the same in every form. Yeah. It's good. That's good stuff. All right, yesterday, in 5th period, I did an absolute value Kahoot where I reviewed this. Okay? These are absolute value bars. I want to show you the table that creates the parent absolute value function. I'm on 13 now. If there wasn't a negative sign, I would go 0, 0. And then maybe I want to make a little table here. What's the absolute value of negative 2? 2. So maybe I have a point at negative 2, and then if I put a negative 1 in absolute value bars, it goes positive 0, 0. If I put a 1, the absolute value of 1 is 1. 2, 2. It's a V shape. This is the parent function of the absolute value of x. It is a V shape. So you put a negative in front and it just reflects it over. So it's a perfect 1 over 1 slope. What would happen if we had something like negative 3 absolute value x? How would this 3 change the V shape? It's the same V. It'll have a slope. It's a stretch. It'll have a slope of 3. So instead of down 1 over 1, I'd have to go down 1, 2, 3 over 1. Down 1, 2, 3 over 1. So the number in front of an absolute value is the slope of the branches. That's if you were making a table, what number you would put in.
Yeah. Oh, like that thing.
But no, it's supposed to go down to the negative. It's actually the red one on the left.
One down, right?
Yeah. So put a dot in the middle, and then dot 1 over 1 down 1. Good. And then on this side, over 1 down 1. Yeah, you only need 3 dots to create this graph. Oh, maybe go back to the middle.
I see.
That looks wide.
I got your partner.
Oh, you have a ray pig. Okay. Now go again in the middle.
That's good aim.
Not this one. There's no 2 in this
Got a
one.
wedgie.
Ooh! Yeah.
He picked a wedgie and then he smoked it.
This is a whole different scenario. Ignore it. Sorry. That's too much. Yeah, right. Well, there's a negative 1. So it started at the center, and the slope is down 1 over 1. Yeah, that was a. If there was. It's the red one. I guess. There's no stuff. You have to tap back in the center. Alright, so go center there. Good. Now tap back in the center. Now go. You have to bring this to the center point.
Cam, he said my name was Cameron.
I'm making my headphones for that.
I can never leave.
Sing it, Lucas.
Alright, domain all real numbers, because X can be anything. The range, however, because this goes to 0, turns back down, y is less than or equal to 0 for your y, for your range. Okay? Are you done on this one? Absolute value of each shape. There's a pretty good Kahoot on this that we could do one day. Alright, exponential. This is because it doesn't go above 0, right? So y is less than.
Is there any case where it's not all real?
Yasmir's at the door.
Oh,
My bad. I don't know the name of them.
No.
Yo,
What?
No. Y'all know what I
Parker. I can't think of a scenario in Algebra 1 where the domain's not all real numbers at the moment. In Algebra 2, there are quite a few. Domain, all real numbers? Yes. Range is a little more complicated. Okay. This is an exponential function. This was the credit card problem that we did. The graph of an exponential equation typically starts low and ends high, like that. Okay. So the form is typically a times b to the x. If b is greater than 1, then it's a growth. B greater than 1, then it goes like this. It's a ramp. Ooh, it should really look like that. But if the b value is less than 1, it's a slide. And when you did your credit card project, it was 2 big growth equations because the credit card debt increased a lot. So 7 over 5 is higher than 1. So that's growth. That's going to go up. 3 over 8 is less than 1. That's decay. It'll slide down. Yeah, you could divide it in a calculator if you weren't totally confident, but yeah, you know how to make a mixed number. This would be 1 and 2/5. This is more than 1, growth. Less than 1, decay. More than 1, growth. More than 1, growth. Less than 1, decay. That's good. No, look, this is good. We didn't have to do any math here. This is easier than the last one too. If b is more than 1, growth. The base of the exponent.
So basically,
So like the 4x, like.
Yeah. A lot of times these are not a fraction. That's just what this is. Sometimes it just looks like this. 2 to the x, like that. Growth. Again, this isn't a question about being good at adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. This is a question about learning functions and patterns in equations. You didn't have to actually do any of that stuff there. Wow. I can't believe you showed up. We just had that test. You get some good grades on that test. Just put them in.
You just put them into
No, that's cookie portion.
So, a dot plot is univariate numerical. This just showed up right here. I thought, wow. Wow, that's what I thought.
Yeah, my grade numbers.
I definitely got my grade down from an F to a C.
Oh, you're bugging.
It was a pretty big test, bro.
I got 61, I got 65. We're still close. We're gonna go higher.
Okay. This is not that difficult either. I'd like to address it. It's a lot of words. So here is very difficult. But when you really get into it, it's not. Okay, so there's 1,500 residents in a city. Shh, be quiet. It's a tiny city. We have more than 1,500 people on campus right now. So this is a miniature city. Has anybody ever been to a city that has less people than we have at Palmetto High School? That's what we're talking about. Tiny city. There's a lot of people. Okay. You guys, we are actually, you know what? We are now further than fifth period, so we could stop. Should we stop doing this now?
Miss,
Let's do this one and then move on to skills
I
training.
got a D on my test and didn't bring me up.
Then you must have had an F in it though?
No, I got a D.
Yeah, if you have a D and I input a D, no change.
No, it went down.
What must have been a lower D? So if you had like a 66 and you got a 62, it brings it down.
I had a 67. I got a 61.
Yeah.
I have a 64. So
Sure, that's 6% lower. That math is adding up.
I just math.
If you want to get higher than your average, you have to earn higher than your average. That's how it works. All right, Elijah, stop saying. Last question. Last question, guys. 33% said they eat organic food. There's a margin of error, and this is what people who do statistics they say. Well, there's a little bit of wiggle room where maybe the data collected wasn't perfectly accurate. Maybe some people said maybe or something. So it's plus or minus 2.9. Well, from 33, if I subtract 2.9, it's 30. Yeah, 30? 30.1. From 33, if I add 2.9, it's 35.9. Those are the answers. Did anybody figure that out?
I got that.
I did that tomorrow.
You figured that out on your own? Okay. 30.1, 35.9. So, if the population of the city is 150,000, what is the range who regularly eat? So you do 150,000 and you just multiply it by that percent.
And then you get 45,150. I got it.
That's how you do it.
So wait, so you have to figure out what 2.9% 33 is. And then
No, that's harder. It's easier than that.
it's not easy.
So you're starting with 33%. It could be above that 2.9 or below that 2.9. So I just did below it and I just did above it. It creates a range. Yeah. So the range is actually somewhere between these percentiles.
Oh, because I see.
Okay. And then we multiplied by the total.
Why does it say correct answer for you?
Yeah, I printed the answer. Okay.